In Proverbs 14, it says, whoever oppresses the poor insults his maker. That scares me.
Part of my hope for coming here was to see how it was done overseas. And so on one level we can support the work of compassion better, if we could have a heart for people overseas, but also so that we can actually care for people right on our doorstep.
I'm just hoping to be part of seeing how the gospel can have a win in a place like Sulawesi, Manado, Indonesia.
As a youth minister, I'm really keen to see what Compassion is doing and how I can encourage the youth in the youth ministry I'm part of.
We had a chance to visit the Compassion office. You can read about how letters go out and there's accountability for finance and so on. But when you actually say, here are the people that look at the books and check the finances. Here is the person actually translating the letter in front of you. It's complicated to do all that, and yet there's a pretty well-oiled machine that we got the chance to see in that office.
As we wound our way through the streets, you're never quite sure what it's going to look like, because it's in the fabric of communities that the project sit. We walked into a church and we were met by music, and I think that was delightful. That was really very special.
The poverty is quite extreme. People living in houses that I can't imagine how they would weather a storm.
The homes are bare, basic. A number of the homes is just dirt floors, kitchens outside.
People are going about their lives, but again, it's on the edge. It's not just the edge that you fall off if you get sick or if the typhoon blows the roof off your house, but it's the wall to opportunity. And so, how lovely to sit in this place and hear Aldo say maths is his favourite thing that he does at school, and to think, well, he's been trained and learned the wall's been pushed down. It's a very precious program that he's part of, and it's all thanks to his sponsors.
There was one child with a photo of their Italian sponsors on their wall. Obviously it's something that they very much treasure.
It's greatly encouraging to know that as a child sponsor, your money is being put to good use and children are being cared for and looked after.
The gospel is really clear as they sing about it, as they preach about it, as they pray about it, as they live a life of outward devotion that Jesus is number one. Jesus nomor satu.
There's no divide between the goodness of the gospel and bringing that to people and the goodness of serving people. That goes together.
Each project we've visited, you've got the church here and you've got the project here, and there's a linking that goes on.
Compassion has a good name here, but Compassion aren't putting their name out there as if it's all about compassion. I love it that it's actually empowering and equipping local churches to actually do the work in their communities.
What's impressed me is how church-driven all this is, and actually what Compassion is doing wouldn't function without the reality of an established church.
They spend all their time empowering the church to do what it's supposed to do. Give them assistance, give them ideas, but ultimately let them do the work. So I think that's a good biblical framework.
I deeply believe that Compassion is just an obvious organisation for churches in Sydney, in Australia, to link up with. It gives you a brilliant kind of infrastructure, the right kind of Christian convictions and philosophy of ministry that just allow you to kind of make connections that you just can't make by yourself. The thing that we do have in common is the one Father that we call out to by the same Spirit, through the same Lord, and so that has been a little taste of heaven.